It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up. Welcome. You're listening to Bucked Up with Sam Buck.
Fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
Man, thank you so much, ZaZa, for coming on, because I'm a real fan of your music, and it's an honor to talk to you in person. This is the first time we're shooting in the in person in the Too Much Content studios. They just started this up, and I'm happy that you're the first guest. So welcome on. I remember I had seen your name just like on tracks and around, but I remember the first time I really was like, damn, you're a fucking great rapper. Is I was in P-Town, and you played me a track with you and Conway, and you were the best fucking. You were the best verse on that song. You murdered that track, and I was like, okay, I really got to start to pay attention. And then the Lord Mob compilation tape came out, and you had some of the hardest verses on that.
Oh, I appreciate that. I haven't even disclosed too much about that record.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll let the people just, judge.
Yeah.
But,
you don't have to give any detail about it.
As an artist though, like it wasn't a competitive vibe. I'm just it may seem like that with me. I'm just an aggressive rapper.
You're a good rapper. You're a great rapper. It's
it's all love. I love Conway. I came up recently in the game, following some things, soaking up some game from a distance because I don't know him personally.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good look. You feel me? And I hope he appreciates it. I hope he enjoys it. The compilation. What could I say?
Yeah,
it hasn't been said.
It's a fucking amazing. I mean, and you guys did it pretty quickly, right? Like, how long has Lord Mob been? How long have you been with Lord Mob from the beginning?
No, I'm like the baby when it comes to the situation. So, but I've been rapping very long.
Mm-hmm. Well, when did you start?
18 years ago. 18 years I've been rapping. I would say, what it's been about, like 6 months, something like that. 6 months, maybe 6, 8 months, something like that. But we covered a lot of ground. I know that. We covered a lot of ground. The platform was definitely shared. They welcomed me with open arms. We any other label, any other group of human beings.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely are stronger and more talented than most.
I would say so. Every single artist is crazy talented. But you said, is this your first label that you've been signed to? You've been rapping 18 years.
Signed, yes. Dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
no. I never really was a paperwork guy. I never really was that adamant on the business aspect of rap music. You understand? But because I didn't really see a niche for me. I was really trying to conform and be trendy. It didn't work for me. It didn't feel good. So I kind of shunned away from the industry aspect part of the music. I just love to rap and just for a person to be like, yo, he's fucking nice. Like,
yeah.
That's about it.
You want to be undeniable.
Yeah, but when I started seeing people like Flea Lord, Benny the Butcher, the Conways, and I wasn't too open. I didn't even know that realm of music existed. I don't know where I was too in the streets.
Mm-hmm. I
knew about D Block and things of that nature. But once I got, some light shed on that, I was like, dang, it's really a lane for people like me. We could speak our story and make some, capital off of it. People enjoy it and live to that as well. All right, let me, try to take this serious. And really, I'm comfortable with it. And I'm with a group of guys I can relate to. I'm comfortable with that, so I felt comfortable with making the decision.
What made you, after all, was there a time where you were like, oh shit, this is the right decision? Because that is a big call to make in someone's life, especially after all that time not doing it.
Well, the contract isn't a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I have more than enough room to grow. It is not like, one of those, slick conniving type of situations.
Yeah.
I'm with people that are organic. I could talk. I could speak to. I could always reach. So it's not really too much of the untrusting vibes. As far as you getting to know who another person is, that comes with time, no matter what the deal or contract may be.
Yeah.
But I trust these guys. So
Well, it's a good collective, and it doesn't seem as if, like, it's not like, I mean, of course, it's always going to be a business, but it's more of like you guys are like a team that all works together equally. I
We
mean,
the mob.
You're the mob,
Yeah, we the
exactly. How did you meet? Who did you meet first in it?
I met Flea Law first. A crazy type of scenario, not in a rambunctious type of way, but just the way it happened was super organic and universal. Like,
Yeah,
we're
those omens.
Mind you, I told you I've been playing this music, and that opened my eyes to other things as far as other rappers as well. But
What's the first project you heard from him?
it wasn't a project; it was just songs.
He kills
and
features.
features. So once I got open to that, the guys he featured with, I would listen to them, and you know what I just told you about short-term memory.
Yeah. I understand.
But I'm not even good with my own stuff.
It's
You
all
know,
good. Yeah.
remembering certain things, but Flea has been dominant as far as the force factor.
Yeah.
With making his music, and that was super of an impact for me because I'm an aggressive rapper. It's not really too much room for guys like us and being talented because it makes it a lot for a threat.
Well, then, how did you meet? How did you run into each other? You said it was organic.
We was out to eat. I went out to eat with a few of my guys, and nice day, and he happened to be with his wife, and I recognized him. He had his mask on. He was trying to be low, but I recognized him because I don't know. I'm just an oral person, so
Yeah.
I just went up to see.
He's a recognizable guy, too.
Yeah, like I don't think he is, but
No, he really is. Yeah.
you know, so I said what up, and I think it might have stunned him that, you know, out of all the people, all of what was going, there was a lot of people there in City Island, and I recognized him, told him, you know, what's up, and he came back after getting his food, and came back and greeted me a different way, like, yo, I appreciate you, yo, thanks for the salute, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to check out your music. Make sure you check me out. This is my Instagram name. Da. I never thought he would really, you know,
Yeah.
hit back. But I tagged him in something, and I guess he appreciated what I tagged him in. And he gave me an ear. I came to check him, and, you know, Rock to the X happened next.
That's fucking... Shit like that is organic, and it's cool. That's why it is like a mob, because fucking Me Fucks had a very similar story, just running into him, and it's organic. And I think that's the best way to have a team or like a family. Like these guys, we had a crazy story how we ran into each other, and it works out organically. If you look for something, it's not going to come. You know, if it happens naturally, then you know it's meant to be.
I would say if I had to choose, I would say the pray for evil situation is really what like caught my attention
Yeah.
with Flea, and it was basically his consistency that took it over from there. Like, you know,
project
it's like
for
you
13
can't
months.
look around
Yeah.
it, you know. So
Well, you have an album coming out produced by Me Fucks, who produced Pray for Evil.
you know,
It worked.
I call that some synchronicity.
Synchronicity, yeah. Like I call have you ever read The Alchemist?
I haven't read it, but I probably am it. But
Yeah, you should read it. It's a really good book, but it's a book about like the omens or the synchronicities that happen in life and how
Okay.
like, but fucking, so you met Flea. How did that album come together?
Big French, he's one of our engineers as well as producers. He's one of the veterans that's been around for a long time with the Lord Mob situation. We was he told me to come meet him at his studio. We were speaking, chopped it up. I think I spoke some words that might have encouraged him, to put me on the record. And real recognize real. I guess he believed that I could fit the bill.
Yeah.
I went in there. I didn't let him down. I didn't take too long. So I wasn't wasting his time because I know time is money, and he's giving me a shot. So the least I could do is be efficient and on time. So I think I covered those bases, and it worked out well for all parties.
What made you feel ready to like take that step after like 18 years to be like, you know what, like I'm comfortable to put myself out there and just let the world, take what I have to give?
That's a good question. Let me light my blunt.
Let me light my joint.
I would have to say the character of men involved with the music situation. It's more, even if there is a misunderstanding or whatever, it's more authentic because these people have been through some things that I could relate to. And I've been we can relate to not only just the good, us getting a contract or getting in a studio. We can relate to the bad things we've been through, the hurt, the pain as well. So we have like somewhat of a bond, and it's not like, it doesn't seem artificial, So I took that as, a foundation.
That is a real thing happening right now is people are able to live lives and then rap about it, and the authenticity I feel like comes through instead of before it was like, what can you create at a young age to then get signed and
How cool could you be?
Yeah, what character can you create?
Right.
Like
now it's becoming more, cool to be you.
Yeah. The authenticity, and that comes through in especially your music, but all of Lord Mount. Like you were saying before, you were saying that your music isn't the like boom bap, or on the new album especially, like the norm that people would expect. But I think that's what people want. Like we were just talking about Ram LZ. Like people want something that's different. People want.
Y'all are gonna enjoy this. I guarantee that. That's what I do guarantee. Like I'm not gonna guarantee nothing materialistic, but I will guarantee you will enjoy it. You will feel it. And it's not like, something you're gonna listen to and forget about. I don't feel that way. And the people that has taken an ear to it kind of prompted me to feel that way more so than I did myself. So I think it's gonna work out good.
How long have you been working on this project?
A good 2.5 months, Not that doesn't take from the level of the craftsmanship.
No, yeah.
Or the heights of perfection that we went to with this.
You guys are fucking prolific with your work.
And we all are the barrier for each other for that. Like if I might not catch something or overlook something, we got me fucks there. We got Trill here. All of us, we try to keep a hand or a good eye on what each other is doing, which is, going to keep us all sharp,
But 2.5 months is like, what would you say your norm? How many projects do you have so far? Out.
Done? Oh, out?
Out, yeah.
I have out. I have project. You remember Dat Piff and all of that stuff?
Of course, that's how I got into music.
Yeah, I have projects. I've been doing this since we was using Hulkshare, stuff like that. Like I have music in different names, different aliases all over.
What was your first name? Tell me what's your name progression? Let's hear it.
I went through a lot of I went through a lot of transitions, just put it that way. But I'll go to my most prominent names that stuck with me the most. The first name was Prophet that I went with, but I spelt it in the moniker of money,
Yeah.
But I represented it in the realm of a messenger. It was just, one of those metaphorical things, trying to be, fucking cool. So
you're lyrical, I get it.
yeah, I did that, and went from that to Stacks. From that, I went to Lino. The Lino stood. This was right before the ZaZa, transition. I think I'm gonna stick with this.
Yeah. What made you choose ZaZa God?
This is me. I love weed. When there was nobody, there was me, and there was weed. The name ZaZa stuck to me. Just to be honest, I'm about to cap. I was just about to cap. I got that whole name from a Jamaican guy that took me to a person to buy some exotic, but we knew each other as friends. He knew that I bought weed by, I'm not even gonna say the amount, but
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. And you knew, and
he's
you
like,
know
yo-
good shit.
So when I went to his man, I spent about 2,000 and some change on these packs. Like not wait, not trying to save. I like to enjoy the experience, and people call me stupid, but I'm high enough not to give a fuck.
No, smoke. Once you get into good, once you smoke good weed, it's different.
Because that keeps me from, I'm so high, I don't need to go outside and spend unnecessary money or find enjoy. I'm so high, this TV show is really good.
How much do you smoke a day, or I'll say a week? How much you go through in a week?
My weed intake fluctuates with my income.
That yeah.
So
All right, when you're balling,
if I'm
when you're balling, how much are
if
you
I'm
smoking?
if I'm balling, the person who sells weed feels bad for me.
I get what you mean.
Like really, like
You
they-
look like fucking Saint Nick coming out
don't-
with a sack over your back.
like I don't. This is not even like this is not for me to get high. Like I don't barely get high. Like I'll get tired, but getting high, no. It's just I enjoy the whole process. I enjoy how I could smoke weed with anybody. I smoked weed with a person that barely knew English.
Yeah.
I swear to you, he did not know he was a. I worked 2 weeks out of my life, fortunately, but unfortunately. But when I did, it was a Cuban guy there, and I was going through a situation. I was staying in Rutherford, New Jersey. I don't know if you heard of that, but
Yeah.
I was staying there. But this job I got through a temp agency was in Moonachie, New Jersey. I had no transportation. I just came home from doing a little incarceration situation. Came home and I had to walk. And when you take your own time, you do the length of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So massive pain, massive stress, massive
Yeah,
mental.
you're going through it. Yeah.
So, a Cuban guy, he had a car. Barely spoke English, but he was like, "How the fuck are you walking here?" I was leaving when it was dark. I was the first one there, but it was because I got up so early anyway. So it was like when the first guys is there, they're like, "How'd you get here? You took the bus or?"
yeah.
And I was saying I took the bus at first, but I got so tired that I had to keep it real. Like, yo, I'm walking. And he was like, "You could ride with me." He ended up smoking. And
Had you smoked at all?
what you mean?
You said you
In
were,
life?
No, like had you you said you were locked up, so were you able to smoke before
I was smoking
that?
in jail too.
All right, cool. I didn't know if this was the first smoke you had in a while.
Been high for years. Don't it take like 30 it take like 30 days
It's gonna take more than you for you. It's
To
gonna take
get out your system,
90-day fiance your lungs.
Yeah. It's over. My
But-
lungs is on autopilot.
All right, so no, for real. If you're balling, how much are you going through in a week?
All right, so this would be better. Give me what would be balling to you, and then I would tell you how much I would spend.
I don't
with
know
that
your
amount.
life. I don't want to. That would put me. You're gonna walk out of here. I don't want to guess what your balling is.
Just say
When you're not hurting, when you're not worrying about what your next paycheck.
I'm buying at least 8 packs in a 2-3 day period. These 8 packs are at least $80.
Okay. So, and are they each?
And probably more just because I just love to see that I have selection. Like, I've made walls out of the packs. Like, the stickers.
Yeah.
Like, I made walls out of them.
Well, you've been smoking for a long time, so you want the good shit now.
It's all I want. Like, I don't, that's depressing to see something, you know.
Yeah. How old were you when you started?
I started smoking cigarettes first.
How old were you when you were smoking cigarettes?
I was 12. But I was sneaking, like. And then, you know, you get a little bolder, start smoking with your friends in little, you know, hideout places and stuff like that.
Black and milds and shit.
Yeah, but I never really was big on those.
No, but
No.
I don't know why, but that's when I
It
remember
felt like
friends
9
pulling
cigarettes
it up.
at one.
They're trash. They're
Like,
trash.
Then I'm like, you could hardly pull them. Like, what the hell is
I had a friend try to roll weed up in one, like break it up like
Disgusting.
it was a Dutch. I was
this?
like,
That's disgusting.
that's not what you do. But no, so you're smoking cigarettes, you're sneaking them, and then when did you start smoking weed?
In Harlem, my first blunt was on 129th and Madison Avenue. My boy Rara, he had his pops was a Jamaican, worked construction, and he had a weed stash. We was young. He'd been smoking weed. I just was like, yo, fuck it, I want to smoke weed now. Like, and I smoked it, and I was so high, like, that shit scared me. Like, and I was a basketball player. So I went to the basketball court thinking I could smoke a blunt, get that. I couldn't grab the ball. I had no coordination. And this started to continue to happen. So I had to make a choice. Like, am I going to keep playing basketball or am I going to smoke this good weed? Because this shit is good. Like,
Yeah.
and it's making me creative. And I don't know. It just was good for me.
Were you rapping at that point?
No, not at that time. But that kind of definitely pushed me to be heavy with music. Like, definitely.
You said you were like it was making you creative.
Drawing.
Like drawing?
Yeah.
Is art still you said you designed that jacket and you designed the Lord Mob hats.
Well, of course, the logo is I did not design. But this on my back I did.
Can that be seen in camera? All right, I love that design.
Yeah,
That's such a dope design.
that I designed 2 insignias on the side. I incorporated, but I did not design. This
But you were drawing at a young age,
yes, yeah,
and that was your creative output.
drawing, yeah, writing, my penmanship. Sometimes I had a different type of upbringing, so I got.
What do you
that.
mean by that?
I don't want to get too personal.
We don't have to get too
I don't
personal,
want to
but
get too personal, but
but that all comes out in your raps. Like
Yeah.
you have to have a certain knowledge base to get where you are. So it shows that probably at a young age we were working on different things.
yes, and
And you don't
I
have to
had no
get too-
choice to do so.
You don't have to get too far into it, but what was different about it?
All right, for instance, I'll give a slight. So I've been on punishment for like an actual year. Like, and my punishment wasn't like, well, you could go to the front yard, you could go to the backyard, and you just can't do these. No, I wasn't allowed to come out my room. So I had a typewriter there. I had a Calvin and Hobbes book. You remember Calvin and
I
Hobbes?
do remember,
Had
yeah.
a Calvin and Hobbes book, which really had me. I'm like, yo, this shit is fuck. Well, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this fucking book is crazy. It was the thick one.
Oh,
So
those are
I had
insane. I remember reading that and being like, "What is this
Yo,
shit?"
it blew my fucking
It
mind,
blows,
bro.
yeah, because you don't know, you've never seen anything like
Right.
it at that
So
age. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I want to try to, draw this shit. Can I do this type of stuff? That is what kind of prompted with the drawing and of stuff like that. And later, when I started to explore that, I got into graffiti and stuff of that nature. The typewriter is why probably I'm so good at writing to this day. I love the sound of it, so that's what just had me messing with it. But then I started to just type words, and being locked in the room, you just fixate on the dumbest shit. Like just how the words is set, what words, letters. It's just things start coming to you randomly, and maybe I just unlock certain realms of creativity, I guess.
Especially when you're stoned. Like I came from a very like, I'd say, locked in, different upbringing,
Right.
and when I found weed, it made me be like, oh, I can just go into different realms and create shit that I didn't know I could. Like there's
Right.
shit that can come out that I didn't know were there, and it is a freedom. It's a freedom to just be like, nah, I'm just gonna create. I'm gonna keep writing. I'm gonna do what I want to do, not listen to what other people want my life to be.
Right. The creativity to me, it's like it's like that, but a little bit the opposite.
Okay, how do you feel?
My brain is exploding with creativity all day. The weed kind of helps me focus it.
Yes, I would
And,
agree with that.
You know, make what I want to do secular and I could like pinpoint. But I might want to design a pair of jeans 5 minutes, make shoes the next, make hooks, say fuck rap, and all this in about 1 hour internally. But these are the things that drive me. You understand? These questions, these pauses, these stops, these doubts, these are the things that drive me. You understand? So
What do you do to quell that then? Like, I mean, it's probably taken. You said 18 years you've been doing, but like, you've gotten to a point.
the what quells that, I guess I could say, is knowing I have people looking at me. Like I have people watching me. I'm not just living for myself, you know, and I gotta live by what I'm saying. I gotta stand on what I'm saying. So I can't be reckless in my approach. I can't just, just be saying the most ignorant things because you gotta live by that. And that's the negative aspect to this thing that we doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel I don't know. There's the same thing with comedy where I don't know, people think because they're comedians they can just say crazy shit and it's not like real life.
like
And
that
it's
dude that's the Seinfeld dude.
the Kramer dude, like you gotta live
And
by
he
what
was
you're
the cool. He might not know it, but he was one of the coolest dudes to us.
saying. Yeah.
Fuck that all up.
No, and yeah. There's a lot of shit going on that you'd have to live with what you're saying. And
Matter of fact,
you
he
you
said
can
I
roll
could
up one.
yeah.
No problem. I might roll. Do you want to roll one up or do you want me to? We can take a smoke break.
All right.
We had to take a smoke break. I want to talk about your. You said you like to write freehand. When did you start writing raps? You said you had your typewriter.
Well, I wasn't writing raps then.
What were you writing there?
I was just typing bullshit, typing the things I read in the book, things that came to my mind, because the sound really is what drew me.
like journaling and shit.
Yeah, you know.
That's journaling. People make fun of it. Whatever. It's a really important thing to.
I don't do it anymore.
Never. Well, you write your shit out like
In my music.
that's the same
Right.
voice.
I'm glad you know that.
It is because that's the voice. I don't know who that voice is. That you talk to, like what I talk to, you talk. You know, because
Like your third person. you
yeah,
mean?
the like
Oh, yeah.
person in your brain that like your muse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person you write for, who
Got it.
judges your shit, the person who creates it. Because sometimes it feels out of body.
A lot of the times it is.
Yeah. Well, you were talking like you were trying to like escape as a kid, and you could just get lost in whether it was drawing or creating, and that's a real thing because you can get lost because it's an out of body experience. Like when you perform, it's an out of body experience. Like I'll get back off stage and I'll be like, "Where the fuck was I?"
Right. I think it's just that realm of, artists. I think we all have that place, like that realm of creativity. To me, that shit is like a art Milky Way or something. Like we all go there to grab our perspective crafts. That's why I think sometimes, I'll hear a song like, what the fuck? I didn't make that. it's somebody else's song though. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I could have swore I didn't, but I did. You know, we just the same ideas, the same vibes. They could form like so close together because we all in the same creative space.
Yeah.
Damn near, you know. And I think that the only thing that might separate the two is those that think life imitate art, and those that think art imitates life.
What do
I
you think?
I think art is always supposed to imitate life. I don't think life is ever supposed to imitate art because art is one person's perspective. And for you to live along the lines of another person's perspective is to forsake your own destiny. And for, you know, kind of, that's how I feel.
Do you think people are trying to get life to imitate art now with like these major labels?
Hell
like,
yeah. That's
what
what the
about.
game is.
We were talking about authenticity being like big now,
Right.
but I think like the people are starting to realize that these are characters. These people who are like big, they thought what can sell the most, and they created a character.
Right. And a lot of them people willingly do that though. Like I can't just blame everything on the industry and the people with the money. They're not coming to none of these people with guns telling them to rap a certain way. You know, they're not telling you to even want to be rich for wanting to rap, because this is really about, you know, creativity, culture, relativity. It's a lot. The money's gonna come and go in life with most things, but this is about substance, or it was rooted in substance. So I think even if you got a trendy style, you should still be saying something, and you can. And I'm with this album, The Most High, I'm going to show that. Well, I'm going to at least attempt to show that. We could still catch the ears of multi-demographics, but still keep, you know, who we are intact.
I think that's, as we said, authenticity, but also people want to hear not just the cookie cutter. There's too much of the like cookie cutter music out right now, and that's what I really love about Lord Mob, and especially about you. Like, can we play? I think this is. Can we play that track right now? We'll play your track. Whoa. And
work over everything, man.
Work over everything.
Whoa, work over everything. Work.
This is such a dope track.
Take a step. That's normal. Too many times I did it on my own. Whoa. I was trying to get it on the block, but it was slow. I was on the run, so you know I had to get low. Mine on my funds, you know I had to get dope. Whoa. Work over everything. Whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door. Whoa. Work over everything. Whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door. Look, I started rapping in Harlem, flipping packs, getting started. We got a strap for a bargain. Started clapping the targets. Keep still on me a cipher, so I rap with the hardest. Give me chills, talking about life is that actually walking. I love my life, but I ain't asked for all this shit. Seesaw back and forward shit. Seesaw past the lawyers. It seems that they had informants. Shit, that's mad annoying. So much dope, the cabinet orange. That's the color of the wax package on it. I don't wanna hear your shit past the chorus. I think you use a Raptosaurus. See that boring, and I won't make it past the morning. They the ones that's teary-eyed. I pray that everyone that hate me and hear me die, 'cause they fear me alive. Too many times I did it on my own. Whoa. I was trying to get it on the block, but it was slow. I was on the run, so you know I had to get low. Mine on my funds, you know I had to get dope. Whoa. Work over everything. Whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door. Whoa. Work over everything. Whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door. Everything burns. Everything is everything. We cooking little birdies, we don't let them sing. To kill a mockingbird, you need a steady beam. I never had a head of dreams, I had a head of plans and always was ahead of things. Top of the stove, you'll be lucky if we left a wing. Red paintings in the mezzanine, yeah, that's a better scene. I got my heart broke, then slept on a hard floor. Now I got this chrome heart, you smart, play your part, ho. That's one of them bars that deserve a Don DeMarco. Still ducking the narcos on bail, but I'm smart, though. Never keep the
gun on scene with the cargo. 2 different whips, start together, then part slow. Switch the plates twice overnight, you in boss mode. Lord Maul, I've been on shit, what's the talk for? Too many times I hit it on my own. Whoa. I was trying to get it on the block, but it was slow. I was on the run, so you know I had to get low. Mine on my funds, you know I had to get dough. Whoa. Work over everything, whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door. Whoa. Work over everything, whoa. Break that shit down and we ship it out the door.
Lord, my.
That's fucking.
That's me, Fucks Production, Sound Lord Production. You know, I don't know necessarily what instrument that is, but it was definitely fire.
That's fucking fire. Man, your flows. It's crazy that you write your shit. Well, it isn't because you have such great bars and storytelling. But like, you don't have a flow of someone who is written. You have it and you're in your pocket.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
You said you've changed your styles a lot. Well, you found your style now, I'd say.
I would say I found my approach. I don't really have a style. I let the beat, because I'm kind of empath. I feel the music, so in turn I give the music what I feel. Mm-hmm. So without that, it wouldn't even be me. It would be like artificial.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I write without the beats, whatever, but that's usually me forcing it. Like that's not what I like to do. I like to hear the music. I like to, settle with it, get in with it, and, give it me.
And Me Fucks does that with on the other end of the spectrum.
Yes, he does.
That you guys work so perfectly together.
I would agree.
Well, what was the first song you guys worked on together?
Well, me and Ali, Akil Ali, a label mate of mine, a brother of mine. He got a project called Dirty Spirits out too. Salute to that, man. Check that out.
Shout out Dirty Spirits.
I was doing a project with him for Me Fucks. I think we got about 5 songs. Matter of fact, I think it's completed. We just, waiting on the timing to drop it.
Yeah.
So, we got, I think it might have been the transition. We have a video for that as well. I put up a snippet on my page. I might put one up on my page today.
Oh, awesome.
Now that I'm reminded. That's a fire song. The video is fire. It was shot by Cinematic Studios, if I'm not mistaken. The sin is spelled with a S-I-N, though. And I think 1,000 Words was there, if I'm not mistaken.
Shout out 1,000 Words.
1,000 Words might have been there. If not, if I'm mistaken, I apologize. I get high. But yeah, it was freezing, but the video outcome, y'all are gonna love it. Now I'm gonna talk to me, see when we could at least give y'all the video. If we can't give y'all the project, at least give y'all the video, because me and Akil Ali make some good music.
How many tracks do you have on your new album?
11.
11?
Maybe 12.
That's a perfect length. I like the compilation album being long because it was perfect, because it's a compilation tape.
Yeah, everybody got some room.
Exactly, especially because there's so many great artists signed to Lord Mob that you need some space to give. But like, that's a perfect. Like Regressions was the same thing.
Right.
With G4. Shout out G4.
Shout out G4, man. Right.
Shout out G4. But Me Fucks really is perfect at doing what you said you would like to do with the music, on like picking what energy you give out and being like, all right.
He's definitely good at matching energy. That comes from, you gotta be open with the artist that you're working with. Sometimes you gotta get to know them on other levels, to it's all type of vibrations and things with this music. So once you match that up, that vibe, everything just comes naturally. Everything just falls in naturally. I think, that's the best thing about dealing with me fucks. Sound Lord is cool as hell too.
I've
You know?
never met Sound. That's
That's my boy.
He was in P Town, right? He was in P Town.
That's the glizzy guy.
But I never got to meet him.
That's
the
glizzy
one
guy. That's my
the
guy,
one
though.
I didn't get to
Word.
meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool that you guys have such a good relationship as a label.
Yeah, you at least you can have that, you know? You can't get too caught on the things you can touch. Like
Yeah.
I might be in California, you might be in Alaska, but we gotta know where we stand.
Yeah.
That's what keep this thing solid. You're not gonna be under the same roof all day, every day doing business. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You gotta trust who you're dealing with.
It is. There's like shout out TF who's featured on your album.
Yeah, man.
Who is out in Cali, but like
Yeah, man. That's my boy.
you guys are creating like a new like a bringing back, but like a New York sound that was lost for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, either
Lost
lost
in
or overlooked or
Overlooked. I
we've been
lost is a
here.
bad term. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here. I think a lot of the maybe it could. I don't know about other rappers, but me, I got lost a good amount of years trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been because people think the rap game is glamorous now. It kind of is retarded, but when Jay-Z was on the yachts and Puffy had all these artists, shiny, big chains in different resort areas, it was really extravagant. Like,
Yeah.
it was really a thing to see because it was a brand new thing. The bubble didn't pop yet. So being amongst that, you was like, oh no, I gotta fucking get a deal. I have to get a record deal. I don't even want to rap unless I get a record deal. So a lot of artists that are talented as fuck was conforming to the system. And some lost themselves, some got frustrated, said, fuck rap. I know that personally. You know, I've done it personally, but this is I couldn't stop. So
You quit at one point?
too many times to count.
What's the longest amount?
The longest time period?
Longest time that you weren't. That you were like, I'm not gonna follow this seriously.
A whole bid that I did, so it was a premature bid, some bullshit, you know. But that whole bid, I'm like, because before that, it was, I'm rapping, I'm writing this, you know, I'm having battles with other people and all of that.
Things
you
are
know,
picking up,
shout
yeah.
out So NY. I'm battling with other people, rapping with other people, and I'm like, I just felt like this ain't doing nothing for me. Like, this rap shit is not doing nothing for me. I'm just, what am I getting cheap through? It's like masturbation or something. Like, I'm just getting cheap thrills. Like, I don't see no light at the end of the tunnel with me for this music shit. So I'm in jail. Let me just deal with this, you know? So I ain't writing no raps. But the time before that, I came home to damn near a wall full of envelopes, full of raps. That's all I was doing was writing 16s, sending them home. Writing hooks, sending them home, you know? But second go rounds, man, fuck this rap shit, man. You know? And
How old are you?
that, I don't want to lie. I'll say 19, 18, I would say. My first time being incarcerated, I was 16. 16 going on 17. And you in the same place with the adults. You're not actually bunking with them or sleeping with them, but they ain't your surroundings, they ain't your territory. You're getting treated the exact same way and charged the exact same way. You know, so ain't no real difference. Even worse because you young and you mentally not even prepared for that shit, you know?
Yeah, that sticks with you.
Yeah, man.
Were you writing then? Was that when you were sending it back?
My first go round, yeah. Cause
Was that just a good just a way to get away and give an
that
output?
and there it was you can't get away. Like, ain't no getaway in that shit. I don't know if people do find getaways. Maybe the little books, you know, you read a book, you could get away for it, but it's always some banging going on. It's always some chaos going on. It's always some alarms being pulled. It's always,
And you're 16.
yeah, like you get strip searched in front of people. Like, I think they owe me, Reagan Silent owe me some money. Like, I think they owe me some money. Like, I think it's a whole lawsuit for what they did to us. Well, I didn't get a check. But they put us on camera naked. Like, this show, we didn't even have nothing to do with this show. But y'all got us on these whatever. I don't know what it was for, but has something to do with, like, older people that was incarcerated that were coming. I don't really know the situation. I just know we was on camera, and it wasn't the regular jail situation.
And that's fucked up.
I don't know if this shit was where it was being broadcasted, what shows, what channels, but I know this was for a segment of something, and we were ass naked. You know, so.
And not of a legal age to consent to be on camera.
I mean,
like, not that, but that fucks your mind up. Like, not just going through that, but then being like, this is going to go, someone somewhere is going to see that. That fucks it up.
It fucked up the situation there because I was with it because I didn't want to get my ass whipped by no correction officers, but we had people that weren't, and that stopped process. Get your ass whipped. We got to still be on the same bullshit as if we did something wrong. So, you know, it's just a slippery slope, but that was where, you know, I rapped at first, sent some things home, you know, made some bonds through music. That was more my way to build relationships. Like, I couldn't really escape through music. I was able to, like, you know, and relate to others through music. So,
tell the world your shit.
And I was young, so I wanted to, like, rap at that time, but I think writing so much and that shit ended up getting nowhere. I'm ended up right back in the same spot. Had me probably lose, you know, the enthusiasm.
So you don't write at all when you're 19, and you get what makes you get back to it, start back up.
Coming back home and seeing corny ass, just you suck type rappers, and it becoming more like fad. Like it started. That's when the battle rapping, like on the camera, started coming on. Like Hood Life Cyphers, shout out to them, was one of the first. That they barely get credit, but they was around before the Smacks and Cocaine Cities, but in Harlem. So we battle rapping and stuff like that. So it became a show. Like you come with your clothes, you come with your crew. You got your bars, you get your ass ate, you come back, whatever the fuck happens, you just progress. But this was in the streets. Like, all your fame was in the street. There wasn't no social media, no, I don't even think we was getting cameraed on phones. I think it was actual cameras, or you just had to see with your eye. Mm-hmm. So it was something to do. Like, if you felt like you was somebody and you rap, you proved that shit, you know? So that's what drew me back into it, like the bravado into that. And right after that, it kind of turned right into a trendy like topic. Like, you start seeing people that they never did anything. They just are rappers now. Like, you can just pick up a pen, know how to rhyme, and be a rapper now. You understand? And that's what started to take me away from the rap thing all again. You know, so I went through my transitions. You know,
you missed the authenticity of it, just the.
Of course, we all do. Like,
do you miss those days now? Like, those days are gone now.
Like,
what?
We here.
Yeah,
we here. So,
but I mean, kids on like who are your age now, like they're not doing that now.
I don't even think they know how though. Like, I don't think they have the proper set of information and instructions to even know how to perform this, like, in a mature way or in a logical way. They perform every day, emotional or dysfunctional or chaotic due to upbringing. So it's going to come out in the music. It's only natural.
Yeah.
My music was like that. Even though the format was different, but everything was, I'll kill you, I'll shoot you, I'll stab you, I'll do this. Even if I didn't really feel that way all the time, when I did music, I just relayed anger.
Do you think that's why rappers who are like big now kind of like still try to play into that? Because like,
what you mean?
Like, I don't want to say names, but like rappers who are big who will rap about that type of shit are still in the streets. They're not just because they feel like they have to stay to the authenticity.
If you are you talking about rappers that might have like 10 million, 20 million?
Yeah.
I don't believe none of them dudes in the street.
You think it's all label play?
I think that's all cap, but I do believe, they might have we all came here from somewhere, so I wouldn't doubt that they have, they crews and affiliations, but for one of them type of dudes that we speaking in that money range to still be physically, personally involved in street, they wouldn't have been able to get 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
They would have got caught up way before. I mean, that's just logically speaking. I'm not going to say none of that saying slip the curve. But
we were talking about a lot of fake followers too. People will buy that shit.
Love
You
that.
can
You
tell.
love that.
I do. I really do.
You know about Twitter audit?
No, I don't use Twitter at all. That's a platform I don't use.
Twitter audit will definitely let you know who's capping on Twitter.
Yeah.
It don't matter who it is. The most famous person, no matter if it's the president, like they all have fake followers.
Do you want to
They
know
all have
why
bot followers.
I'm so into it? It's because I love comedy and I love rap. Like
Right.
I love real, like when it's real. Like I love listening to your shit. And so when I see people who fake it and who like pretend to be farther along than they actually are and don't put the effort in, then it makes me mad for people who don't cap and who actually put the effort in, who like not are trying to be like, oh, they'll see that I have 50,000 followers, so they'll follow me and hopefully that'll get me views. No, if people want to see you, they'll see you.
Yeah, I got, I think probably like 1,050 followers.
I fucking love your shit.
And
Like
I had Instagram probably before a lot of people. But I don't really have the popular perspective a lot of times. So it's easily to overlook something that's truth and gonna make you look at some shit that's uncomfortable, but it's rare and it's needed. So it'll always surface, it'll always have its use. So I think I'll be all right, regardless. I'm gonna just keep doing what I do.
because people will. I think now it's kind of like a renaissance in the other way, where people want to find shit that they haven't heard. Like,
Even that shit gets watered down to a degree. Like, it seems like real has a format in music, and that's bullshit.
well, we just heard your track, and you are changing the format up. Like, you have something that's
Exactly.
different than what other
Exactly.
people have.
Exactly. Like, I know what I came up on. I know what I love. I know what made me want to do gangster shit. But I also know I'm grown. You know what I mean? It's different levels to being a G. You know what I mean? I also know how to be a gentleman. You know? So it's different levels or different approaches. Don't get me wrong, the gangsters is out there. So I got to feed them too. You know?
Yeah.
The geniuses is out there. I got to feed them too. You know? I got to feed all the G's.
Because you said you had, like, Calvin and Hobbes.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like it's easier for people to listen to music. And that music is, like, Calvin and Hobbes to some kids now. Or people where it's like, it doesn't even have to be kids. But, like, they hear shit and they can relate to it. And
If I hear a kid, like a young kid, like listening to like, you know, our type of shit, like I would be highly enthused. You know, I would like that kid is beyond his year.
When I was 4 years old, my dad would play The Predator for me, Ice Cube. I
Okay.
knew every word to that album by 4 years old, 5 years old. I saw Wu-Tang Clan when I was 12.
Like, see, you
And
you
he taught
probably-
me about it.
I learned a lot. I moved a lot. So I lived up here down south. So like when hip hop was like really getting crazy in New York, I wasn't here. So it was like Uncle Luke and like fucking weird go-go type music going on where I was at. So, you know, pop.
Sometimes you can like some Two Live Crew.
I liked it when I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't know really too much of nothing else. Like, I didn't know about dime bags of weed, none of that shit at that time. You know what I'm saying? But Bone Thugs and Harmony was one of the groups that stuck out to me.
The
and
best. It's so
captured everything. Like that shit was crazy. Like, and that made me want to really start dabbling with the art form. Like, I wasn't really a rapper then, but I really got interested in the art form at that point. Like, it wasn't just about hearing a song rap. I really was like trying to be inquisitive.
They get overlooked so much. There's certain groups that are so influential.
They just
They are.
They trust me. They had a song with Phil Collins, bro.
I know.
Trust me.
But they don't get like.
They got they
The
roses.
song was all right.
They got
all
they
right.
roses.
Maybe you're right.
They got
All
hold
right,
on. Let me say this. They have a song with Biggie Smalls. They have a song with Tupac, and they have a song with fucking Phil Collins.
One of them still almost homeless.
You said almost homeless.
Yeah, wasn't there like a?
But
6
he was
months
wasn't he
ago,
like the not I ain't gonna say knockoff member, but wasn't he
No.
always in trouble?
That might be.
Then
true.
he shoot an AK-47 off in the crowd. Are you talking about that
all
guy?
right. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna.
Like, how could you help that guy? I think he might be like legally crazy. Like,
All right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But maybe. But I do. I do feel like there are groups that get forget. You've got me on that one.
Yeah.
You got me on that
Yeah.
one. I can't win.
They good.
You were down. You said you were down south. So like, you ever listen to like Lil Brother?
Yes, I did, but I don't remember the song. I just know they're soulful type
Yeah, it's
conscious
Fonte.
vibe.
It's
Is that like
Fonte.
Ninth One? That's not Ninth Wonder.
Ninth Wonder.
See,
Fonte.
I knew, but I don't.
And rapper Big Pooh. Yeah.
I came across them because I like this beats at a certain point in time. Ninth Wonder
is great.
and I caught an instrumental CD. This is around them times I was able to indulge.
Well, I'm asking because like, we just heard listeners to a great track over a beat that's not conventional, like sticking to New York, but you still have a New York style to it. Like you said you moved around a lot. That's definitely influenced.
I could rap like I'm from down south.
You rap from like you're from everywhere. Like you say you move around a lot. I know, but that comes out in your music. That's a rare thing.
And if you read, it's like you read, you see, you experience, you feel. I could meet somebody from China one time and soak up some culture and soak up some information that I could carry on my side. That's what you here for. Like, that's what you here for. People just, scared to think, greater than what's in their comfort zone. Not just doing. People scared to think greater. People would be like, you gotta do greater. You gotta get out your comfort zone. And they might perceive that as working a construction job, opposed to being a retail person. They might think that's more of a prominent, dominant job. Mm-hmm. That's just one side of the field. This retail person is dealing. You probably would curse motherfucking out about a 10th person in a day. The shit this retail person got to deal with on a mental level probably evens out of what you got to deal with on a physical level. So never judge this shit. It's all about perspective. Everything's perspective.
It is. Yeah, what's that? The worst thing to happen to someone is the worst thing to happen to that person.
And 9 times out of the 10, they already thought it.
Yeah.
Already thought it. I try to double my shit. Like, if I think of some negative shit, I try to think of the positive,
That's the only way you can get out of those states where you're like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't know. I mean,
a fact.
It's all mental.
That's a fact.
And it's a scary thought, but it's also freeing when you realize it's all mental. Getting over your shit, that you're the only one holding you back, like, from at least not giving up.
I mean, that lets you know, though. That lets you know. No more guessing, no more believing. You know that you all you need. That's the problem with me, a lot of people. At different times, we really believe that without these people, without these places, without these things, we're nothing. Like, we don't have nothing. And that's the total opposite of the truth. Total opposite of the truth. We just too focused on what we get from other people, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. This was a great conversation,
Oh, yeah,
and I really, I'm happy to have you said this is one of your first?
This is, my first real interview, yes.
Thank you for doing this, and I really appreciate you coming on. Your album's coming out April 30th, next Friday.
Me Fucks. Shout out to Me Fucks. Shout out to Sound Lord, man. I love y'all guys. Shout out to Infamous Flea. You know that's the boss. You know that's the big bro.
That's boss, man.
He got a new project with Rock Marcy. That's my favorite rapper. Flea's my favorite person. You know,
Rock Marcy's one of the best.
That's I really, I like his. So them doing that, I'm fucking.
His production is so fucking good.
Oh, I'm looking on the wrong hand, but I'm waiting on that. We waiting on that.
Yeah, we were talking about Reasonable Drought. His production's so good.
Yeah, man.
But you have your project coming out. Let's talk the Me Fucks. It's coming out next Friday.
Yeah, man. Next Friday. What's that? The 30th.
The 30th. You have TF on it.
We got TF on there. We got Flea Lord on there. We got Boogie on the cuts. Me Fucks and Sound Lord on the production.
Shout out.
And we got, Big Traumatic over here. He put in all the groundwork, the footwork. We got Class. He do a lot. We got Ski Mask. We got hats.
The Lord
and
Mom, yeah.
He take care of a lot of the merch.
Great merch. Where can you find the merch?
We got LordMob.com. Yeah.
LordMob.com.
Simple. You can't forget that.
You can't forget that. Make sure to check that shit out.
I designed these hats, but these hats are not for sale. We do have Lord Mob snapbacks for sale, but these are special.
They're special. You can't get that shit.
You can't get that unless you one of the guys.
You want the 101s.
Yeah. But, we might work something out. I might talk to Flea, see if we could get a little 12, 24 pack out and, get it to our loved ones. I'm going to definitely, drop you one by.
Man, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate
Everyone listen to the album coming out next Friday, April 30th.
The Most High, man.
Most High.
I know disrespect to nobody in their religious preferences. I'm not slighting that whatsoever. I just want to say that on,
If you watch this podcast, though, you know why it's called that.
Say no more.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
Thank you.